They hate each other from either side of the street. These are the teams. Firstly, Dundee, and 22-year-old midfielder Neil Barrett, who's just got here on loan from Portsmouth, has pitched straight into the Dundee derby. Mark Fotheringham is back in the side. He was suspended for the cup match in midweek. And Stephen Milne, after serious knee problems, is deemed fit enough to make his first start of the season. Three youngsters drop out: Neil Jablonski, Stephen Robb and Bobby Lynn, none of whom did themselves any harm whatsoever with their cup showings against Aberdeen on Wednesday night.
I'll be the usual four at the back for Dundee today. The midfield area will certainly be interesting to say the least. Young Neil Barrett, that you mentioned, Rob, we think he's going to play wide on the right hand side. I'm sure Barry Smith will protect the back four, allowing Mark Fotheringham to get up and support the front two. And Nacho Novo, he'll be delighted to have Stephen Milne back in beside him. Novo is had an incredible season to say the least, but there's far too much pressure on him because of the Dundee circumstances. Milne will help him today.
That's Dundee. This is Dundee United. No Chris Innes or Jim McIntyre or long-term absentee Scott Patterson. Two changes for Ian McCall from the team which beat Aberdeen across the road last weekend. One switch at left back where Jim Patterson is preferred to Stuart Duff. The other change sees Colin Samuel drop out and Charlie Miller in from the start.
I'm sure it'll be a 4-4-2 for Ian McCall, certainly the start of the match. The back four looks after itself. Andy McLaren will certainly play up front, but who will play beside him? That's going to be the question. Billy Dodds has been playing off the front. He's been having a lot of success here scoring goals. So Ian McCall might well want him to play in that area, and Charlie Miller could be the one to partner McLaren at spells in the game.
Well, the last Dundee derby was 3 months ago. A lot's changed in that time for the home team. In that game in October, Ray, Ravanelli, Caballero, Burley and Sara all featured. They've all since been sacked. The likes of Nemzadze and Carranza as well. Not quite all change, but not far from it. Dundee United ready to emerge into the Tayside sunshine. Dundee will join them shortly in that very confined space known as the tunnel area. Barry Smith and Derek McInnes, the Derby captains. Don't forget your armband, Barry. Barry Smith, who rattled in that cracking goal last weekend at Firhill against Partick Thistle. A chill will be running down the spine of Derek White in the studio at the very mention of that. The second Dundee derby of the season, and the first one was live on the BBC as well back in October. 1-1, remember. Nacho Novo's penalty in the first half cancelled out by Jim McIntyre's header in the second. It was that classic game of two halves. Dundee dominated early on. Dundee United mounted quite a recovery after half-time. It finished all square. All weekend, the message is show racism, the red card. Demonstrations at all the games yesterday and again today. Well, a lot of conjecture surrounding this man, Nacho Novo. Will he stay with Dundee beyond the end of January? Will someone come up with the cash which prices him away from Dens Park? He's in irrepressible form at the moment. He's played in all 28 games for Dundee this season, and he even manages to shake off a cameraman, however tight the marking may be. Alan Freeland is the referee, and you may remember he handled the game here last season, which started but didn't finish. It was Dundee against Hibs, and the blizzards struck that day. In contrast, sunshine over Dens this Sunday afternoon. Julian Speroni, another Dundee player who wondered what his future might be, a goalkeeper of no small ability.
Let's now pick up.
The Dundee barber has been at work on Novo.
The first half, nothing terribly clear cut, but here were the closest thing to a goal up until that penalty. This is early on, Derek.
Yeah, Big Lee just managed to, can't get quite over the top of it. Sees it maybe a bit late there. That was a half chance, I would say. There wasn't many chances in the first half. I think overall, Dougie, the first half, everything broke down in the final third. The quality in the final third was poor in the first half.
This was a chance for Steve Milne after a bit of pinball around in the area.
Bizarre to say the least there, isn't it? It's a poor clearance, first and foremost there. And again, he sees it late and he tries to react to it.
Now Brent Sancho, of course, came on as substitute for the unfortunate Lee Wilkie, Stewart, and did well here. Should perhaps have scored.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was sloppy defending by the centre-back. You can't be leaving a ball to drop that low and leave a guy to have a header unchallenged in the 6-yard box. He's got away with it. He's a bit lucky, really. But I think we've noticed ironically enough, most of Dundee's good players come down the right flank, but this was an occasion where the Dundee United defender tried to jockey it out. And I think it was very, very close to getting a touch there, Mill. It was a great ball in by Novo. He's looked a real danger for them. And I think we've highlighted the right players anyway before the game.
Yeah, we did. We've absolutely picked out the two. The penalty was really a piece of absolute madness by Brent Sancho. There's no need for him to charge him with this tackle, Derek, is there?
Not at all. I mean, Charlie just slows down there, just invites him in, changes his pace there. As a defender there, there's still no danger, I don't think, because there's a defender behind him. And that's just madness is right, because he's just cost his team a goal there.
Yeah, and that was an easy decision for the referee. We've had a few controversial ones over penalties in the last couple of weeks, but that was an easy one for Alan Freeland to make, and Doddsy tucks it away in his usual efficient fashion, Stuart.
Yeah, well, I think once the penalty was given, it was a shoo-in that Doddsy was going to score, but just watching it on the slow-mo there, I mean, he's so far away from getting the ball, it's embarrassing. He's got good cover. I don't know whether they were talking to one another there, but on 44 minutes, that is absolutely suicidal.
It was a crazy tackle. Lee Wilkie, though, it appeared to us immediately had gone down with a serious injury. That right from that moment, you know, that's not just a knock. I mean, you've had experience of seeing players with bad knee injuries there.
Yeah, initially, this is my worry here. He's holding his knee, there's no any contact, and right away I'm thinking ligament damage. Now, whether I think it was a poor decision by the physio to let him go back on the pitch there. He obviously thought he was okay, but again you can see, hopefully he's not done more damage, Dougie.
No, well, that's the thing. This is just minutes later. You can see him clutching his knee even before he hits the ground. Then.
Happy faces among the Dundee United support who've seen their team get in front just before the half-time interval, and they now hope that United will move on from that position and make victory secure. And in the unaccustomed position this time of going in as favourites, because in recent years they've had to play pretty much second fiddle, but courtesy of a massive blunder by Brent Sancho, United have got themselves in front here. He got it all wrong, didn't he? He wasn't even close in his challenge on Charlie Miller. Let's hear from Gordon Chisholm.
Gordon, you'll obviously be happy with that first half performance.
Well, we're happy to be one up, Chick, but to be honest with you, we're disappointed the way we've played. We feel we're capable of playing better than that. You know, we feel we could maybe move the ball side to side a wee bit quicker and be a wee bit crisper with our passing. But yeah, you're right, we're delighted, we're one up.
You've made no changes at half time, we expect to see something shortly.
We'll see how it develops, Chick, we'll just see how it goes.
OK, I'll let that you on. Thanks, Gordon.
OK, Chick.
The goal scoring of Billy Dodds is a joy to watch. He has a big influence as well on the players around him. Dodds' 7th goal of the season. And it's Dundee 0, Dundee United 1 going into the second half at Dens. What are Dundee made of? We'll find out in the next 45 minutes. Minus Lee Wilkie.
I think Rob will get some that Novo playing so well, scored so many vital goals. Jim Duffy, feel his team can certainly get back in this match.
Steve Lovell is on the bench for Dundee. Wouldn't be at all surprised if we see him appearing during the second half. He is a real goal threat, very physical player. Sancho's clearance comes off Eric McInnes and out. Brent Sancho could have been a Dundee hero within minutes of coming on with that header, which was saved by Gallagher. Might well have done better, and certainly could have done better with his challenge on Miller, which conceded the penalty. Nacionovo's pace got him in behind Alan Archibald and wins Dundee a free kick.
Great determination from the Dundee striker. Nacionovo must give. Archibald must have 5-6 yards up a start on him. It's a long ball over the top again. But he's shown great pace. We know he's got that pace to get in front and win the free kick.
Well, Gallagher hasn't had an awful lot to do so far. Prepared for action here. Mark Fotheringham and Gary Brady are over the ball. Fotheringham strike off Derek McInnes, deflected into the 6-yard box. Dundee have equalised. Nacionovo got the final touch, and it was Brent Sancho who created the chance for him, having conceded the penalty. And what a quick response that is! Inside 2 minutes of the second half, Dundee hit back, and it's Nacionovo's 19th goal of the season.
Novo deserves this. He wins the free kick. It's a deflection over the tilt. But Sancho does really well there to knock the ball back across goal. He's really not too sure where he is, but he knows to put the ball in the right area. And Novo, you can't miss from there, but you've got to be there. You've got to anticipate it, and he's there to stick the ball in the back of the net.
Absolutely incredible. The goal-scoring instincts of Novo, and that's him one away from 20 for the season. Quite phenomenal. But Ian McCall's not happy, Chick.
When that free kick was awarded, Rob, he was screaming at the wall. He thought there were far too many players in the United wall, and consequently, of course, they were short defending in the 6-yard box. He was screaming for a couple of guys to come off the wall.
Early in the second half, a little bit of luck obviously with the deflection, Stuart, but Sancho does well.
Yeah, that's right. I think he'll be the happiest player on the pitch to be able to make a contribution to get Dundee back in the game. I mean, obviously, you know, it's a bad time for United to get caught cold, but over the piece in the second half, I thought Dundee dominated the game, and they were definitely worthy winners.
What about Steve Lovell here? Chance had gone, and then what a great switch of feet there.
It was. His first touch was poor there. He managed to just adjust his feet well and just get a quick shot in there because the defender was right over. Great finish. Puts him right back in the match.
And from Stuart, from Derek, and from me, thanks for your company. Bye for now.
Just don't go.